post-show with Caleb, one of the Homecare Guyz. Ferris could not make it on this one. And we have attorney Hoganne Harrison-Walton, who's running for District House of Representative District 133. And so it's great to have you back on our after show. We're gonna loosen up. We're gonna have a great time. We like to start off with a few questions, just pretty much some questions we're gonna ask you. They don't have anything to do with probably your campaign or anything like that. Sure. So let's talk about this. What is your last book that you read?
My last book.
I didn't catch it, did I?
Yeah.
The last book.
I don't know if I want to say the last book I read.
Okay, well, that's okay. It's okay. Okay, well, listen, we're coming with another question. Another question. Well, how about this? What makes you laugh?
Oh, man. I like goofy comedy. I am, what's the movies? I can't think of the movies. The Wayne Brothers movies. Scream. The Scream was
Scream 3. You talking about like white chicks?
I like goofy comedy.
You like goofy comedies.
And I'm so lame, but I love Golden Girls.
Really?
And Night Court.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I love Golden Girls. That Golden Girls be bringing you the business.
Okay.
They just be so blunt with it. That's a really good show. Let's say, what's your favorite color?
Oh, purple.
Purple.
Oh,
Why
yes.
Purple?
It's color royalty.
Oh, okay.
Darling.
Oh, okay. And probably two more questions. What show are you watching right now? That's like your glued show on Netflix.
Well, I was watching Bridgerton, but now that's over. So I binge watched that. Now I'm like sad.
Oh my goodness, Bridgerton first season was amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah. How was the second season?
It was okay. They didn't bring back the Duke, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, everybody was mad about the Duke. They wanted the Duke to come back.
Yeah, so I'm watching now. Dollface is a cute one. It's a very chick flick, single ladies chick flick. Also,
have you seen Inventing Anna?
No.
You need to watch that.
I gotta watch
and
that.
I would love to see your take on that, especially being an attorney. Like, especially, because she was. So, have you heard of Inventing Anna?
Yeah, I have. Okay. I saw it. They kind of streams. I gotta check that. Also, the one with the school. What's the school in Philadelphia? I can't think of it. It's a comedy.
You're not talking about Abbott Elementary?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I love Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really good.
Hilarious. My best friend is a teacher, and she's like, all that is true.
Yeah, listen, my cousin just literally said that. She said, everything that she's writing down is the truth. So that's amazing. Okay, well, these teachers, come on, guys. Well, let's talk about a little bit more your campaign. And so let's talk about your support staff. How does your support staff look? Do you need volunteers in the community in Jones County, Baldwin? Let's talk about that.
Oh, absolutely. So we're knocking on doors. This is a grassroots getting in there, talking to people campaign. So we always need people to come and join us as we're knocking on doors, getting people registered to vote. Because a lot of people don't realize that when they leave and relocate, they need to update their registration status. And so we don't want people going to go vote. Their driver's license says one thing, but the voter registration has a different address, and then they end up having to go someplace else to vote, and it ends up being a big problem.
Gotcha.
So we are going around making sure people's registration is current and has a correct address. So we always need people to knock on doors.
Right.
And if anyone does not feel comfortable knocking on doors, we always have where you can call people.
Okay, that's great.
There's about 40,000 absentee ballots outstanding right now. I haven't checked the numbers recently, but on Monday, it was 40,000.
Is that in Jones County or Baldwin?
No, this is just throughout the state of Georgia.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how many in Baldwin and Jones recently, but we need those absentee ballots turned back in.
Right.
And you got to get them back in by Friday. And so we're trying to make sure if anybody is having problems getting an absentee ballot in, we can give them the transportation to either turn it into the voter registration or take it to the mailbox. So we'll contacting people to say, hey, we see your absentee ballot is still outstanding. Is there any questions that you have about it? Right. Do you need any literature to help you decide which candidate you want to select? Right. If you need transportation, we can send someone. And speaking of a way to contact the campaign, if anyone does need a ride to the polls or want to volunteer or is having any issues voting, they can always give me a call. My phone number is 478.
You may want to look in that camera right there.
Okay. My phone number is 478-295-0001. Again, 478-295-0001. We do have a campaign headquarters. It's located at 108 Fieldstone Drive in Milledgeville, Georgia. And that is also where my office is located, my law firm. So
Great.
come on by, say hello.
Well, that'd be great. That'd be great. Now, I want to know this, especially if someone wants to volunteer so that they know that they could knock on doors, they could do some phone calls. Do you have like a list of all like the family members that or the households that are in Baldwin County and Jones County? How does that work? Like, do you just get a list or you just pretty much just kind of look through the phone book?
No, there's a database out there.
Okay.
There's a database for everything. Our phones are listening. And so all registered voters, there's a database, and you can pull it and see if they've already voted, if they haven't voted, or if they've requested absentee ballot, and when the absentee ballot was mailed out to them, and if the absentee ballot has been returned back to the voter registration department. So it's online. It's not easy to find, but it's there if you have time to sit there and search through the Secretary of State's website.
Right.
And so we can just pull that, and we can and you can categorize it by addresses. So you can pull it up by street. So I can pull up and see how many people on Irriton Road are registered to vote, and how many have, and how many absentee ballots are out there.
Yeah. So I know early in the podcast we talked about bringing good jobs here, and so what would you do? Like what industries, what would you bring to like Baldwin or Jones County? How would you go by in trying to bring these industries into our communities?
Well, the wonderful thing about Baldwin County is we have 3 institutions here. We have Georgia Military College, Central Georgia Technical College, and Georgia College.
Right.
So they offer 3 different types of higher education.
Right.
So we need to look and see what they're offering, and then we can attract those businesses and say, look, we already got the brain power and the workforce right here. And so all we got to do is connect the dots. And fun. So, Central Georgia Tech has so many different areas in technology.
Especially, and with nursing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we can bring in, those industries that, maybe pharmaceuticals.
Right.
So it's just really just connecting and bridging that relationship.
Right.
And so it's very simple, but it's just one of those things where our legislators have got to come and sit and talk and actually give and take. When you asking a business to come in, they're going to want some concessions. They're going to want some tax breaks. They're going to want,
which is understandable.
Right.
Which is understandable, but because they're going to be providing, workforce to our community, which is going to change it. And I want to say I do want to commend you. I don't know if Ferris did this, but I do want to commend you for taking time to come here and to actually, because we're going to walk you around and tell you what we do as a constituent in Baldwin County, and our level of service to our community. And I think that I think so many representatives need to take the time to really meet the people and connect the dots and meet those entrepreneurs or business owners that are in the community really fighting for seniors and healthcare or different industries that they're in. So I want to say thank you for that.
And let me tell you just how dedicated I am to putting my my mouth, what is it called? The term, but behind my law firm, there's an empty lot, and we were planning on building a business suites, and we're going to do it around 2018, 2019, but then when COVID hit, and now supplies are a little bit expensive, so we're going to have to wait a little bit. But we plan on building a business suite so that small business owners can come and rent out a suite for an hour or however they want for a reduced or a reasonable rate, so that they can build their clientele and actually provide their services in a very business environment.
That is awesome.
So the wedding coordinator, the someone who wants to be a consultant, do taxes, they're not operating out of their house. They actually are in a business environment, so that we can be that stepping stone to help level them up so that they can eventually go and pay for their own building.
And also, not to cut you, but also we always talk about this, especially as our family, because our business used to be on 441, and we talk about how many African American businesses are on the 441 strip, the North Columbia strip, in Baldwin County, and there's not too many handfuls. And so we always talk about Dr. Harrison, and we talk about you guys, and then we talk about there's maybe the Remax with Quay here. There's different
Dr. Stevens.
Dr. Stevens, but there's not a lot of black businesses that we are on 441. And so I think that would be commendable, because everyone is always, some of these businesses, we want to make sure that we expose them to the community so they can know that, that they are in business, first of all, and they can really provide the care that whatever industry that they're in. And a lot of people, they just don't have the opportunity or the funds to really kind of support that and really go into starting a lease and getting everything done. So I commend you on that. You're really trying to help those community, those entrepreneurs, those smaller entrepreneurs, smaller business owners with lease space. I think that's amazing.
Absolutely, and that's putting my money where my mouth is. That's what I was.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. And so, so what other things that you all got going on in the community? I know that you said that you do the Santa giveaway in December, as well as you got one coming in July. Do you have any other activities, or are you part of any community organizations here?
Well, I'm part of a sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Okay. But some of the things I do on my own is I provide estate planning to senior citizens for free. So I used to go to the AARP meetings at Crockett's. Yeah. And I would tell them about basic estate planning, creating those healthcare power of attorneys, those financial power of attorneys, and the importance of a will. Yes. Because in the African American community, we do not do a good job preparing. For some reason, we think if we create a will, we're going to die. Right. And I tell people, well, you're going to die anyway. One way or the other, you're going to leave this earth. Whether or not you want to or not, we can't live forever. Right. I mean, I know modern science is trying to work towards us living forever, but for right now, you will leave this earth. Right. So why not put things in place so that your loved ones know what you want? Right. Versus people are tearing it up at the funeral. Yeah. You ain't even in the ground yet, and they sitting there trying to go through your house. Come on. Well, Big Mama said I can have this. Right, you know? It's not documented. So Big Mama, yeah. So it's important to get your wills and stuff. Believe it or not, I recently just got mine done, actually. I got my, it was a power of attorney. Living benefits, a living health directive, or some advanced directive, and then my will. Yes. I did get that. Yeah. And in reality, and my attorney keeps it. Exactly. So the main thing, you have to know where it is. You just can't get the will done and put it under your bed and then something happen to it. Okay. Right. Like, where's the will? Well, Big Mama again said it was. Lord. Exactly. But you have to, I tell people, when you turn 18, you should at least have a healthcare power of attorney. And it's kind of crazy because you're like, wait a minute, I'm 18. Right. I'm just beginning my life. Why do I need a healthcare power of attorney? And I tell people, she was 21-year-old, bad car accident. And unfortunately, she's in a nursing home. And she didn't have anything in place. And, they didn't know what she wanted. Wow. And you wouldn't think at 18 you need this kind of things, but you do. Was she, she didn't have any family around here or family support? Or? Oh, she did. But, her parents were at odds because they weren't married. So, and if she would have designated somebody to be her healthcare power of attorney, then her parents wouldn't be arguing, her siblings wouldn't be arguing. They would know what she wanted. Wow. And, and you don't want to cause... And then the responsibility trying to figure out who's going to really take care. Exactly. So now you have this fracture in the family. Oh, wow. So I tell everyone, at least when you're 18, you may not have $1 in your bank account, but at least get a healthcare power of attorney. Exactly. And I tell a lot of older people, I know as you get older, you start getting a little, a little paranoid because you think people are trying to take things away from you. Right. You should really have that family member or friend that you trust and know that they're not trying to take your property away from you. Exactly. But there's a certain point where I tell people, look, you don't want to have to go through this probating of an estate. Oh, yeah. You can put your daughter or son or niece or nephew, grandchild on the deed. On the deed. Put them on the deed. That's simple. That's simple. That way, when you pass away, then all you got to do is file your death certificate, and they don't have to probate your estate in the probate court. It saves them thousands of dollars. Right. And that makes sense. Don't want to do it. And I understand there are some legal ramifications. You put somebody on the deed and they get in debt, then they can put a lien on your property, other issues. But, if that's a part of leaving the property to them anyway. Exactly. So it's just going to be a matter of years or whatever it is, because everyone's going to expire sooner or later. Yeah. Exactly. So, that is one of my give backs also to the community, sowing those seeds so that the African community can have this generational wealth and not just in the present wealth. Exactly. Well, I want to know, what has been one of your fondest memories, I guess, being raised in Baldwin County? What is one of your fondest memories here in Baldwin? Oh, let's see. There's so many. I think it was when I was my senior year in high school. Did you go to Baldwin High School? I went to Baldwin High School. Okay. my cancer came back the second time because I had cancer when I was a junior in high school, and then it came back my senior year
No.
in high school. And then it came back again my senior in college. And so I remember she's now passed away. Her Dr. Maybe, I think that's her. I think she was a doctor. She's my chemistry teacher. And I remember I had not studied for my chemistry exam because I was so tired from the chemo.
Right.
And I remember just putting my head down. I was like, I'll just fail it. And I was like, my mom ain't gonna, I'm not doing any sports anyway, so my mom can get mad. It's okay. But she said, don't worry about it. We're gonna work through this. And I came back after school, and she sat down with me, and we went over every question until we finished. And then I ended up having to go homebound because I had to have surgery and I had to be out for a while. And she came to my house every day.
Wow.
And that's when I knew the power of a teacher.
Wow.
You know, she gave me hope, and she gave me that drive that I could still do this. Because I was at the point where I was like, it came back a second time, I said, I'm dead. I just thought to myself, I'm dead, you know? And I was like, oh, my hair's gonna fall out. I'm gonna be bald for the prom.
Yeah.
You know, just teenage hormones.
I bet that was touching right there.
It was.
Oh, my goodness.
But the community support, though, that came also, Coach Bentley, Miss Chambers, you know, all these people who came and were supportive of me during this time, you know, that just shows, you know, when you, even though, you know, people are like, oh, I don't like small towns, but small town is get that support.
Yeah, small towns equal community.
Yeah.
And that's what community is about, support. It's about love, and it's about showing it. Man, that's amazing. Yeah. That's, I think right there, we should just end it right there. That was a moment. You almost made me like get all emotional and cry because like it means so much.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can talk, you know, love, but to show it.
Yes.
I think that's the funnest thing. I like that. That's so we're gonna end it right there. This has been a great cool after post show with Attorney Harrison-Walton. Remember to vote November the 8th for the House of Representatives District 33.
Yes.
Right. Okay. She's running as a Democratic candidate. So this has been a great interview. I hope you enjoyed your time here. Yeah.
It was fun.
It was pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we're gonna talk about, you know, just some of the things that, you know, after we conclude this, we're gonna talk about, you know, what we do at Prime Care, and then we'll show you around our office. Okay. So great. It was a great interview. There you have it. It's a wrap.